Good evening, everybody. I've just had to juggle that round a bit. There we go. I'm trying to get the sound sorted. Excellent. Tiny me in the corner. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to episode... Oh, look, sorry. Different camera. Welcome to episode 28 of Boys from the Baltic Staff. Thank you so much for joining us this evening on this very hot, as always, in my room. I don't know why. Friday night. Thank you for giving up your time, your minutes, or maybe more if you're enjoying it on a Friday. So we do appreciate it. Thank you for those that tune in week after week or are return viewers. Thank you so much. And if you're new, welcome. Please join in the chat. Get involved. We like to interact. So you can start chatting out in there. Spend your Imperial credits. Spend them wisely. Spend them foolishly. We don't care, but you can't take them with you. So please enjoy spending them. If you like what you see, then consider following us on Twitter at Boys Baltic. That's in the bottom left. That is where my finger's going, bottom left. If you enjoy the video as well, consider following us on Twitch. We always appreciate that as well. Thank you. It brings us some joy and some comfort to know that there's some numbers out there, and it's a bit of love and happiness. Anyway, I suppose I better introduce us. The camera's a bit low. It's showing off my man chest tonight. Okay. I'm in the bottom right hand corner. Hello everyone. My name is Luke. As you can see from just above me, I'm in charge of Kara and Sarai. They're my PCs in this Traveller adventure, which is a sci-fi roleplay game. I've got Kara and Sarai. Sitting next to me is my comrade, my friend, my buddy pal, the man who runs a rogue and a big fuzzball at the minute. A big angry.
I'm going to preempt it.
Oh yes, the preemptive. Yes, fist bump. I've got a giant fist. I could eat your fist with my fist. But yes, it is Ewan. Hello, Ewan. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. Thanks, Luke. I'm good. How are you?
I'm all the better for seeing you. Quite frankly, it was a very average day until your little face popped up on the camera, and it
I'll spend some
me
Imperial credits on that.
However, the person whose face did not fill me with joy when it popped up on camera earlier.
I hear that a lot.
Oh.
is our GM, the all-powerful man. He is like the Wizard of Oz. He lives constantly in the world of the Twin Peaks dream sequence. It is
Pay no attention to the man in front of the curtains.
Oh, you beat me. I was going to wait for Luke to stop. Well done. Well done.
You've got to jump in on this channel if you want to fit it in. How are you doing anyway, Ben?
Good, thank you. Yes, I'm well.
That's what I like to hear. So if you're well, and we are all well, and I hope the people in chat are well, please lead us onwards into this evening's adventure.
Okay, so last time, our travellers have split up into 3 groups as they spend time aboard the Seamstress, the dedicated buckyball cruise liner. Soraya, along with Rick Verlo, has completed her chance to get comfortable in the huge sports arena before she turns out for the Geeker fan team in the afternoon. Stefan, accompanied by Zoe Hathaway and Rose, made an attempt to cheat the game to make it easier for Soraya to carry the day. It went poorly. But he did arrange for a special entrance for her as she entered the pitch for the match. Meanwhile, Agnar and Kara have been slightly diverted on their mission to get some expert advice on the carvings they found on Geeker. The expert, Brett Sagar, had become a little bit dead when they reached his stateroom. They pursued his colleague, Freya Kranev, and struck a deal with her that she would provide them with all the information she could. In exchange, the travellers were asked to delete the camera footage from outside Sagar's stateroom for some reason. Kara downloaded the footage as she deleted it, but discovered that someone else had copied the data first. Someone unknown. And that's where we resume the story.
Ooh, mysterious girl stealing all the camera footage. That's my only song for tonight. Songs are for other nights, but it's feeling quite mysterious.
I could tell.
I felt embarrassed singing tonight. Normally I'd just give it all that, but I felt embarrassed in front of the two of you.
Don't do that.
Cool. So I guess the lot we left it, if I remember correctly, actually on Kara. So
Yes, we did.
We'll do that whole, last time on Traveller. Now on to Night's Traveller.
Now on Traveller.
Yeah, and as it fades back up to Kara, still, like on old TV where they instead of the freezing the screen, the people sort of paused while the credits went. That's what she's going to do. So she's paused with her hands, but you can sort of see her mouth wobbling a little bit as she's holding the pose.
Yeah.
Yes. Tonight on a very special Boys and the Vaulted Star.
We can't do that anymore because people will just think the internet's frozen.
That is true. I'm a bit worried about the internet today.
Yeah.
So the hands drop, and she immediately pings Agnar. I don't know. I guess you're out. You're out there, Agnar. But are you going to answer me?
One ping only. Yeah.
One ping. Ping, ping, ping.
Will indeed.
So Agnar, I've downloaded the footage. I've deleted the footage, but I'm not the first person to have downloaded this footage. There is someone else out there with this.
Oh, who's that?
That I could try and hunt down some kind of, see if they've left any footprints behind, as it were. Give me another hour or so, and I'll see what I can do.
Have you watched it yet? Is there anyone else who else goes to the room? I'm assuming the person, the colleague that we spoke to. Sorry, I'm going to search through my notes here for Freya Kranev's name. I'm assuming Freya entered the room, was seen in the corridor.
Are you enjoying the game, or do you want to come and have a look while I try and find out if I can work out who's taking the footage?
It's quite an atmosphere, but I'll come and give you a hand.
Okay,
It's easier than me speaking out here in amongst this crowd of people.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, top secret murder investigation stuff. I'll be right there. Do you want a drink or anything? Some snacks? Hot dog? Or the space buckyball equivalent of?
I will take a buckyball hot dog, a bucky dog, or whatever it is they've got going. Yes,
Agnar will find the nearest vendor on the way back and pick up whatever kind of food he can to take back for Kara, who's been working hard the whole time.
Okay.
When he gets in, is there any way, Ben, that I can, off the laptop, I can be streaming footage off the laptop to the screen inside the room while I'm doing something else on my laptop?
Yes, I don't think that will be too challenging.
Cool. So you say, okay, I got the footage. I'll bang it through on 8 times or something like that. Or bang it through on fast speed. So you got to keep your eyes peeled. Got to keep your eyes peeled, Agnar, as she sort of holds a hand out for the bucky dog. And just chows down. We'll have her eyes don't leave the screen, with one hand tapping away, while she sort of starts biting the other. She sort of flings up the image onto the screen, which I'm guessing even in the future, if it's going at 8 speed, will be slightly flickery. And I say, okay, watch that. I'm gonna see if I can find any trace of who may have taken the footage before me.
I assume we're off in our, private area of the estate that we're staying on.
Yes, you have a little sort of a suite of staterooms.
Yes, yeah, cool.
And we're in the not quite as fancy ones in the suite either, if I remember correctly. We're sort of a little bit closer to the edge, not as far back. I think I remember.
The ones, as you move further out, the suites get bigger. So you're in the slightly smaller ones further up. Yeah.
Cool.
Which is, after all, closer to the action.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what you want. If you're there for the action, why be further back? So of course we'll make sure the door's locked from the inside. Kara's already scanned the stateroom, so knows that there's no. We did that last week, didn't we? So I know that's all good. Okay, so she leaves that running for you to watch, Agnar. Can I set something going? Is there any way that I could find out any kind of residual something of anyone that's been tampering with it before me, or at least try to?
You can certainly have a shot. Yeah. It's going to be a challenge, but you've got some serious skills. So
But
you
very
can
cold
have
dice.
the. So yes, it's going to be electronics computing.
Yep.
Plus intellect. You can have the +1 for your specialized computer system as well.
Yes, cool. So it's a +4. I do feel it's not going to be an 8 though. Let's see what I can get. Okay. Depends how difficult this is. It's an hang on, camera's there now. 9. 9 plus 4 is 13.
13. Okay.
Start strong.
Yes. That's good enough. I was setting it as a 12, which is a substantially tough challenge.
I
but
was
yes,
worried you were going for one of those 14s again that we've had before.
Well, you do occasionally hit those, but yeah. So, yes, you do get a name.
Okay.
The name is Laura Frost.
I'm writing that down.
Yes, get that name down.
Laura Frost.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah,
as you're sorry.
It's all you know about this person is the name. You understand, nothing else.
Yeah.
Laura Frost.
As you're doing that, and Agnar's watching the TV, he'll be talking mostly to himself because it's not that clever. But it seems to me that in a situation such as this, anybody who would want themselves removed from the footage, or want that footage removed, or want that footage, has got to know something has happened to our friend Brett. We told. It seemed honest to us. Did it seem honest to you that Freya didn't know something had happened to him? I mean, she certainly hadn't asked us for anything before. But then she might not have known that we knew.
My spidey sense is certainly shaking. I think it all depends on the footage. If it is because she's embarrassed that her drunken, as it was phrased, her becoming emotional and overtired might affect like her standing on the on her future mission. That's one thing, and then
her career prospects.
Yes, but if there is her going into the room, then I think we might have to think otherwise, if that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose 2 people have asked us to remove evidence. Chances are one of them knows that it's evidence. Well, no, one person asked us and the other person just did it.
Exactly. Speaking of which, let's put up a ping. It should be a little bit easier, I guess, to look at is there a manifest, like a crew manifest and a passenger manifest, a player manifest? Can I start bringing those up, Ben, to have a look through?
You certainly can, yes.
It's probably one of those De La Brue players. That's what I think.
Okay.
A dastardly bunch. Oh, it's good timing. Right. The De La Brue poster's just come up. De La Brue!
New fest.
Yeah, only good for fests and moamps.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to need you to make a roll check. This isn't going to be as tough, of course, but the same again. You can have the same bonuses. So I think it's a +4, isn't it? You get.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad it's simpler because that's just a 6. So
okay.
6 + 4 is 10.
Yes, Laura Frost is listed as a passenger on the ship's internal systems.
Do I get any more? Do I get like an area or a stateroom number, or just
yes? Yeah, you can get which room she's staying in. She's staying almost around the opposite side from where you are, still in the seam part of the ship, but in quite a smart bit of the ship, just like you are, but almost the opposite side.
On the De La Brue side.
Also, more importantly, Cara, before we go much further, it strikes me as soon as anybody official finds the body, because we haven't actually reported this yet, they're going to go to the security cameras. They're going to find the footage of nothing. They're going to go to the next bit of footage and find footage of us standing outside and entering his room. Is it worth removing that?
Well, as I've started,
I mean,
and you're stuck in.
Seeing as you're already there, and if all the other footage has been removed, we are the next people to enter the corridor. It seems. I mean, we either dig deeper or we.
The information that is the block that you've removed effectively ran from lunchtime yesterday to lunchtime today. So it's a 24-hour block.
We went in before lunchtime.
And it would include your visit there in the morning.
Yes.
Right, okay, cool. That's fine. As long as there's no, as long as nobody's going to find out it's been murdered, find out we were there, and then ask us why we waited like 6 hours to report some kind of death on the ship.
You're just
Agnar wipes his sweaty brow with a paw, and has a wet paw as well.
You're just
spread it around.
You were just worried that they were going to see you really struggle to open an fridge door 3 times in a row.
Yes.
I mean, that was up there with the reasons why I am sweating. Yes.
It's okay. Your weakness is hidden for another day.
It compounded the issue. Not solely my panic.
But it added to the fear somewhat.
But now it's just me and you, Cara, that know that.
Exactly, and I'm not going to tell anyone.
Exactly.
I have my own weak moments. There was this time when I was a 7-year-old girl, and I really struggled to pull an apple in half.
Yeah.
So I know how it feels.
Right, hold on. What's next?
I've got Cara will show the details she's got. She's sharing everything with Agnar. So Laura Frost, passenger. Here's where it is. Brings up the little map. Sort of points over. This is it's on the other side, pretty much opposite with us. This feels. It's up to you, really. We can investigate now, or we could I could hack around a bit. We could get Stefan to do some sneakies. Maybe we should go and enjoy and cheer on Soraya for a little bit. But only one of us needs to stay here, watch footage. If you want to go back and cheer on, thank you for making sure I didn't miss anything and bringing me the Bucky dog.
Well, you've got to eat. You've got to look after yourself. Hydrate as well.
I mean, obviously, you can fast forward through the footage if you see what I mean. You don't have to watch it in 24-hour real time.
No. Well, we already had it on our *8 or whatever. I'm going to I'll flick it as fast as I possibly can, while still being able to. Take it in.
The one thing that worries me is if Laura Frost downloaded the footage but didn't delete it, they obviously think that there's nothing incriminating on their part, but would want to have it as leverage or to incriminate someone else. Do we need to warn Freya? Perhaps to get, I don't know what she could do if it's because of her. It might just be completely because of her, and she might have caused a scene, and Laura might want to make her professional life more difficult. I don't know. She might be a competing cutthroat carvings expert. Is that a thing? Or she might want to use it to incriminate them in a murder, or they might want to use it to incriminate somebody else in a murder. But it seems odd that it wasn't deleted if, in fact, Lara Frost was somebody connected with the murder.
Well, if
don't you think?
I guess it is one of two things. Either she's taken it because it has something to do with our friend Kranev, or that is totally different. Kranev is just embarrassed about getting a bit drunk and leery, and Laura Frost has another reason to have the footage. I'm worried that it's too soon to go to Kranev because remember when you were Columboing her, it didn't feel like she was being 100% honest about things. And
she seemed a bit shady.
It's always nice
from
to
what
be
you
one.
told me.
It's always nice to be one step ahead of other people. So
Yeah.
I reckon sit back on Kranev for a little bit. But thank you for making sure I didn't miss any footage. Thank you for bringing me this. Thank you for sharing time. I love sharing time together.
Well, it's always good to hang out with an old friend.
Less of the old.
Right. Well, may I suggest then that we do the watching the footage before we cut to Stefan or the buckyball, because there's some information here that could be relevant to you going forward, and you might want to bear in mind as you start getting involved. Okay.
That's very kind of you,
let's
Ben.
go. Yeah, good work, Ben. Oh. I'm writing it down. Footage clues. I'm writing the clues.
Yeah. So the footage does not point at the door itself. It simply shows comings and goings down this corridor that leads to just a couple of staterooms.
Right.
Yep.
And so there's not that much coming down and back because obviously it's only a couple of staterooms. The first entry is Brett Sagar. He comes down the corridor, turning to his room at 22:41.
Oh, we're getting timed, Luke.
I know, it's so exciting. We can piece it together, man. Next week we're going to turn up. Ben's going to turn on you, and one of us is just going to have a massive whiteboard behind us, covered in the red strings.
Yeah, the meme.
Yeah, where you go. You go, I've not slept all week. I've come up with a really good idea.
There's no investigating person, but I want to speak to them.
Well, then nothing happens after that night.
Ooh.
There's no comings and goings at all until the following morning.
Yeah.
Oh, lonely.
Yeah. So there is a person who comes down the corridor. The first one, I'm just because my notes are in sort of weird order at this point. Hang on a second. Comes down at 9:45 in the morning towards the staterooms.
Yeah.
And you. Can you roll an intellect check for me, please?
Do we both get to do it? So we're both looking at.
Yes, you're both watching the footage.
Yes.
So a straight intellect.
Would recon come into effect?
It actually might. Yes. And in fact, so might Streetwise, to be honest.
Big zeros for me. I won't bother.
I'll take the +1 from recon.
Just the intellect. At least I get the +2 for intellect.
That's a 9 +1 is a 10 for
good man.
Excellent stuff.
And I've hit a less. I've hit a 7, but it's +2, so it's a 9.
All right.
We've both got eyes
on the same wavelength.
Yeah. We're jiving.
Finishing each other's red strings.
It is enough. It is enough for you to immediately recognise the woman in question. You don't know her well, but you've seen her face quite a lot, and Soraya's been talking about her on and off. She's a recognisable figure. Her name is Alma Kennedy, and she's an all-rounder playing for the Geeka team.
Now, she was the one that I spoke to. I liked her. Alma Kennedy. Oh, no. Alma, what have you done?
Now, before she reappears, heading the other way, you don't see her leave again.
Yep.
until after another person heads down towards the staterooms.
Mm.
And this is a Varga, and you don't recognize him at all.
Okay.
But it's a male Varga, yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Which,
Do we have the power to zoom in on belts and things like that?
You can freeze the frame and try and enhance it, sure.
So then, before we get into this, is there a time for that?
Yes, he goes down at 9:58.
Ooh. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, can you roll your? It'll affect your entire +4 again, won't it?
Oh, good. Phew. Sakara, like, slams her finger on the pause button with her like mouth agape, sort of nudging Agnar, who's clearly seen it. She's like, "It's a Varga. It's a Varga. Is it? Do you know him?"
We don't all know each other. Tara.
I thought it was like Brits and the Queen. So you're like, oh,
I do not know that particular Varga.
That particular Varga, no.
Others, yes.
Other Vargas, yes, but this one.
Other Varga are available.
Hopefully the +4 will help because that was just a 5. The dice are cooling by the second.
Okay.
So that's a 9 in total.
He does appear to be wearing a belt that could be the one you found, but you can't get enough detail to confirm that.
Yeah.
That it's not out of the question.
It's not impossible. Okay.
It wouldn't stand up in a court of law, though, Ewan. I don't think.
Could
be wilier.
Is it where? I mean, can you take some screenshots of these and we can potentially run them these people that we don't know through the equivalent of some kind of image search?
Yes, you probably can. Again, using a computer skill. Doing it based on an image would be a slightly higher difficulty than just looking up a name in the system, but yeah, it's possible.
Agnar will suggest that to Carol out loud.
Hey, Sparrow, you all right? That gives me a moment to think. A lamp. A lamp. How big is it? A small lamp? A large lamp?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, it's important.
It might be relevant to the case.
You can't just throw that out there and not follow it up.
A Varga was seen entering the corridor with a lamp.
With a lamp.
A deconstructed lamp.
Yeah, it's not quite put together yet. We need to know.
I'm sorry, is that the Varga in the stateroom with the lamp?
I think it is. But I hope it went well, Sparrow.
Oh, Lena, that's a good point. Yeah, he went in and the lamp was absolutely fine. But when Sparrow got their hands on it, it was broken.
I'm not blaming Sparrow for this.
And what appeared to be some congealed dark liquid around the edge. It's all linked. Get those red strings out, Ewan. Everything's linked. Get Sparrow on the board.
I'd hasten to say that Sparrow was in a different universe at the time. Definitely solar system.
What was the question? Oh, right. So we want this Varga. While it's paused, is there any way to know how many Varga? When like the crew manifest, does it have like race on there or not?
No. The only time you'd normally find that is if the specific needs were so different for a different species that they would have to be accommodated in special ways. And there may be species that are like that, but Varga certainly aren't. They can pretty much do the same things that any human can do. There's no functional difference.
Okay. So in which case then, I'm going to screenshot. Do we get sort of a relatively good view of the face? At least like,
it's angled, but it's largely face on. Yeah.
is it enough that it's more than just a blur of pixels, so you can tell the difference between that person and 5 other people, kind of thing?
Yeah, it's marginal, but it's possible.
So the first thing I do, I'm going to take screenshots, Agnar, because I'm thinking about, if nothing else, we can always hand these out to the rest of the Baltic Star lot and just say keep an eye out for this, and then so we've got them saved, ready to go. We can ping them. But yes, I like it. Let's deep dive. Let's try and find. Hey, Unichronic, you're right. You'll like this. We're looking closely at pictures of fuzzy faced characters. So I know you're a fan of a beard, so we're looking closely at a Varga face now. Come on,
Who isn't?
Who isn't? Right, exactly. We all are, quite frankly. Exactly, Unicronic's turn, perfect timing. Okay, I like it, Ewan. Let's get those machine cogs whirring and see what we can find out.
It might. I mean, I could also. I could go to a desk somewhere and ask if I'm meeting my uncle. Are there many other Vargas on board? Have you seen? I mean, there might be hundreds, but
there are certainly a fair few. You've seen a fair few as you wander about.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's
fair. But I like that idea because I think we've got 3 fronts, right? We've got the picture front, we've got you as a Varga that can go around asking at desks and things like that, and then we could try and see if we get anything out of the computer image as well.
Yeah, I mean, it might not be worth it if it's a really poor quality photo and there's lots of Vargas around. I can't say.
Even if my
uncle. All I've got is this really pixelated, what looks like a security footage photo, but it's not. Honestly,
it was at a family wedding 3 years ago.
I feel as though that could wind me up in some trouble, Cara. Are you trying to stitch me up?
It was from when our cameras only had 300 pixels.
I am quite old.
Let's try and enhance a little bit before we send you off to the desk with a random picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good idea. See what we can get here.
Yes. Can you? It'll be a computer check, but this time there's a certain amount of what you might call creative choices you have to make in how you put things together in order to get the best possible output. So to see if you can get a really good one,
visual media.
Can we do a visual media check?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like Cara was made for this.
This is my thing.
Because the actual use of the computing is less of a. It's less of a deal here. You're now basically using an application to try and sharpen up an image.
Yeah, Photoshop,
so I think
really,
it's much more about the image manipulation than the high-end computing stuff.
So it's visual media plus.
Plus, I would be tempted to say education.
Education? Yes, that's fine by me. Intellect or education. I've got skills at both. Right. So it's a +4 for Cara. It is literally what she spent her time at university doing, not like spying on people, but Photoshop.
Stalking random Vargas.
Stalking random Vargas. Well, that is how she met Agnar.
It is.
Not literally. Right, here we go. I hope it's not too difficult because the dice are cooling. It is a 4 + 4, an 8.
Oh, an 8. Okay.
Lucky my skills are good.
You managed to make a what seems like a sensible improvement. It's not great, but it's probably, if you showed it to someone who actually knew the person, they'd probably recognize them immediately.
Okay. There we go. I think, how's that looking for you, Agnar? Is that a bit better?
Yeah, I mean, it's miles better, Cara. It's miles better.
Okay. So she
says with a bit of hesitation.
Oh, don't. You're hurting me right here. I'm somewhat recognizable to those who know them. So she'll send them across to your device. So there we go. Take that with my love and affection. And
thanks.
It's good.
Okay. All right. So if you keep going forward,
Yeah.
the next thing that happens is someone you recognise again, but this time from very recent research. At 10:05, Laura Frost also heads down the corridor.
Oh my goodness, having a little meeting. Although you said there's a few staterooms, isn't there?
Yeah, there are effectively 3 that come off that that corridor.
So the next thing to do, Ewan, will be find out who owns the other staterooms. I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Where everybody else is staying. Would we know? Because we know you already know where Laura Frost is located, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep, you've got her address. Yeah.
So if we quickly put up a map on the computer screen, would there be any obvious reason for her going past that security camera?
No. No,
Okay.
that's a very long way from her digs, shall we say?
Yeah, but any restaurants or bars or anything short of
All that's
another
down there are
state?
the other staterooms. That's
Okay,
it.
but there could be a friend down another stateroom, I guess.
could be.
It's not out of the question. Okay.
It's possible
Certainly possible.
It's possible she ran into some shenanigans, which is why she wants the footage, because she didn't delete it. So.
Yeah, there could be something completely different going on. Although, to have the kind of skill that you need to get in to withdraw this footage, or at least copy it, you have to be pretty clued up as to what you're doing.
When we looked at, when we first looked at where the stone people lived, that's really badly said. The carvings experts were staying. Oh God,
stone people, yeah.
Stone people lived. Well, they got
the
them.
giant the Easter Island heads that they put on board where, next to the tiki bar.
Where'd they live? She wasn't in the. She was away from. They weren't in rooms near each other, were they? They were a little bit further apart.
No, they're nowhere near each other. Yeah.
Okay. Is Laura Frost the last person going towards her room's the last thing we see?
Well, immediately after that, I say immediately, 4 minutes later, 10:09,
Yes.
Laura Frost emerges again, heading the other way.
Oh, she didn't have drugs. She's gone for drugs. Okay.
And 1 minute after that, 10:10,
yeah,
the Varga leaves, heading the other way behind her.
Okay. That is. Now all we're missing is. Well, we know Brett Sagan never came out. All we miss is
he's not coming the other way.
Alma Kennedy. That's all we're missing right now.
And she is the next to emerge at 10:13.
Sorry, Ben. Just quickly, what time did the Varga leave?
The Varga left at 10:10.
10:10.
10:10.
Varga left. Okay. And then at 10:13 we have Elma.
Mm-hmm. Then at 10:17, Freya Kranev walks down the corridor towards the staterooms.
10:17.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Not larily, not giving it all that.
Just walking.
Oh. Okay.
And she then goes back past the other way at 10:24.
Does can we pause and look at her facial expression, please, at 10:24?
No, you're looking at the back of her at 10:24. You can only see her facial expression on the way in.
Yeah, that makes sense. How does she look on the way in?
It's not the highest quality image, but there's nothing that leaps out at you.
Okay.
When she leaves, is her walking mannerism the same as when she enters the corridor.
Roll a streetwise check for me.
Oh, Agnar,
that is a
what you do?
strong question, Agnar. That is a
What are
strong
you?
question.
What are you even doing there, Agnar?
Why are you making these checks?
Yeah, do I get to add social?
You can. Yeah. Oh, intellect probably. No. Yeah, you can probably add social. Why not? Yeah.
Add
Given what you're
Xenology.
after.
She's a different race to you.
That's true. Pick Xenology when you're playing Wolfman, everyone.
Everyone is you can use it on everyone.
It's not good, unfortunately. That's a 4 - 1 overall.
Okay. Nothing seems inherently out of place. Certainly.
Okay, cool.
As they walk away or in, has anyone been carrying anything of note that we could have seen fizzing through in our blurry?
Bludgeoning weapons, lamps.
Yeah, especially lamps.
Nothing that you can tell that is notable. No, they're wearing clothing, so they could easily have something hidden in it. But
I should hope so too.
But
That sort of cruise.
nothing that sort of makes you go, they're carrying an enormous parcel or a big bag with swag written on it or anything like that. No.
Okay. Is it color footage?
It is.
Any? I mean, I know we're looking at their backs as they leave, but any blood splatters?
You'd be very, very unlikely to see at this kind of resolution.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Or anyone carrying an injury from a scuffle?
Indeed.
I will say to Kara.
There's a lot of people there. Freya Cranner, 7 minutes. That is no wonder she wants that footage gone. That is quite suspicious, it must be said.
Right.
I suppose what we need to do is we've got the times that they're now spent down this corridor, right? And we know the distance to Brett's room, so we can remove, sort of their walking speed from the footage and the time that it took them. And what we need to figure out is how long it would take a sporty female to bludgeon somebody, a human male, to death, a Varga to do the same, and then another unknown female, and an intelligence carving expert to bludgeon the same man to death.
Right. Yes. Clearly the way to go. Yeah.
And if we can conduct that experiment and match the times up with the timestamps on the videos.
Yes.
I'm joking, Agnosis.
Yeah. So the next activity is 2 people coming down at 11:05. They are a Varga and a human artistic type.
Sorry, we've got to have Columbo Agnar in for this moment.
Yes, So you guys wander past the camera at 11:05.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't miss it by much.
And you walk back the other way at 11:45.
Oh man, we're the most suspicious of them all.
I mean that goes without saying.
I wouldn't trust you guys as far as I could comfortably spit out an Aslan. No. But you're not the last visitors on the footage. At 12:12, Laura Frost comes back past, and she doesn't go back the other way until 12:56.
Now, this could be interesting because we need to go back and see if anything's changed in those rooms, because she might have been on the clear up or the look through or something like that. We need to go back anyway because we need to find out what the other 2 rooms are that might have drawn Frost or Kennedy, or Kranev. Probably Frost or Kennedy or the Varga. But yeah,
I mean, Agnar thinks the obvious solution, Cara, is that she either went back to visit a friend again, or she went back to clean up a mess that she left, or something that she left behind, or some she could have wiped down fingerprints, I suppose, which we wouldn't be able to tell. But you're right. You are right.
Yeah.
Do we Do we bring somebody who's more equipped to handle a door?
I thought you said dwarf then. I was like, what? Eh? What?
A tricky door.
A twicky door.
A tricky door. Yeah,
tricky...
I'm not sure we've got anyone, but
no, it's a weakness in our crew. It must be said. Up to you. I feel that Sarai's playing buckyball right now. I think Stefan is invested in it. I think, and invested in her having a good day. We got Johnny. We could drag Johnny with us.
I mean, he might be the shady type that can handle a locked door, let alone an unlocked door, I suppose.
He must have those skills from his time on Osin. It'd be nice to spend a bit of time doing suspicious things with Johnny. I feel it'd really bring him into the crew. I think if he's up for it,
it would positively reinforce that relationship we've got with him.
I think so. And just really mark him out as the person we just think is like good at all suspicious, dodgy things.
And if something goes wrong, we've got a full guy.
we scarper and leave him. Push him in and run.
We found this person breaking into this estate room. Oh my goodness, what's that on the floor? No, I think you're right. Aside from my last comment, I think it would be a good idea to take him with us. He might have an insight into this sort of thing that we don't, from a different
It's possible,
so to speak. Shall I send him a message?
Yeah, why not? See if he wants to come.
Yeah. Although we've been sending out messages.
I don't know. I'm pretty certain it's not pay as you go. I think we're probably okay.
I'm not worried about the. I'm not worried about the Imperial credits.
Money, like penny pinching on the Imperial credits here.
Perhaps I'm getting a little bit paranoid, and I think that somebody might be monitoring our communications.
Healthy paranoia is a good thing.
I'll drop him a message. I'll say, hey Johnny, can you give us a hand with that thing you were helping with earlier? ... We're at the rooms at the minute.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. And he gets you get a ping back from him saying, sure, on my way.
Perfect. He's on his way, Cara.
Good old Johnny. Let's make him feel really welcome. Let's make him feel part of the team.
I didn't bring him a hot dog. Shall I go get my hot dog?
Go grab my hot dog and.
I'll get 3 more hot dogs because
there we go.
One, and it reinforces that we're all on the same sort of page.
I like it, and we can sit.
Stomach-wise.
And we can sit in here, run him down a little bit, and then we'll head over. That's a good plan.
3 more hot dogs.
3 more hot dogs. Bucky dogs.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Agnar will go do that while they're waiting.
Okay. Right. So Agnar goes and secures some sustenance. It's only a few minutes before Johnny arrives, and you can brief him in person. And when he hears what you're hoping for him to be able to do, he sort of says, "Great, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Setting out, putting my life of crime behind me, completely turning over a new leaf, starting with people who are a good influence on my career. Let's get going, eh?"
Well, this is putting your life of crime behind you, Johnny. We're trying to solve a crime here. We're trying to do the opposite of crime.
You've switched sides.
We're trying to catch the criminals.
Poacher turned gamekeeper.
Yes, precisely.
We're like the police, but a lot cooler.
Yeah, better Macintoshes.
Exactly. Have you watched many film noirs, Johnny?
No, can't say I have.
Okay. Any murder mystery, consulting detective?
Occasionally, yeah, occasionally something like that.
That's us. We're the good guys. We're the good guys.
Sure.
While Agnar's talking to him, Kara's rooted into a bag for her art supplies, and she sort of quickly chopped up a few bits of paper into like an A7, cut them into a bit of an A7 to make a little miniature notebook, and it's like stapled the top together. And she grabs some things out, a pen or a pencil, and
to make essentially a reporter's notebook.
On the front, she writes Johnny's secret notebook, and hands it over and says, "You're part of the squad, Johnny. Come on, we're going to solve it. The three of us, we're going to solve this."
That's what the good guys get. The good guys get notebooks and they get hot dogs.
We're going to catch this son of a bitch and we're going to make them hang.
Yes. Yes. Excellent. So are you setting off towards the apartment?
I suppose.
The stateroom, sorry.
Can I, before I go, I did say when I was accessing that as I downloaded, I was deleting all my trail along the way. Did I say that, or do I need to do that now?
Yeah. You did.
Okay. No, we can sort you out. Hot dogs and notebooks. See, mention hot dogs and notebooks, and Fiddles turns up. It's like mention Fuzzy Faces and Unichronic turns up, and Fiddles is here for the free notebooks.
If the hot dogs and the notebooks.
My
only other worry is if we're. I mean, I suppose what time is it now?
It's essentially pretty much. It's probably about 2:30.
Okay, cool. So I think a sufficient amount of time has gone between time of death and us being seen walking down the corridor again that we'd probably be okay with the footage being there, right?
If you're worried, just put your hands in your pockets and whistle as you wander down there, and no one will suspect you.
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll be okay. Let's go.
Cool.
All right. Okay, so while you are on your way there, now that you've got a sort of, I suppose, an understanding of the locked room mystery, so to speak, the framing of it, it might perhaps be time to briefly fade to Soraya's afternoon.
Soraya's afternoon, love it.
So, if you remember, when last week we met her, she'd just been given this very impressive introduction as she came out onto the buckyball pitch, and she made the decision, in the absence of there being a formal captain, to put the Dillabrew fans into back.
That's right, we're chasing. Brave choice.
Oh.
Okay, so what I need you to do is take 2d6.
Got him.
And we're going to sort of do a shortcut of the game, if you know what I mean.
Good stuff, yep.
There is a more detailed version that can literally handle stroke by stroke, but for obvious reasons, we're not going to do that for this fan game.
I requested stroke by stroke, but Ben.
I tell you what, though, that might be a good challenge out there for the Baltic Star and its crew to take on another team, if anyone's interested at a later date for a one shot.
However, for now,
yeah,
I'm going to need you to roll 2d6 for essentially for each of the opposing bats.
Yep.
So potentially 11 times.
Yes.
And as we go through, in essence, add together the totals of all the spots. So 22 dice.
Okie dokie, we're good. This is lucky my maths is okay. Yep.
But you also need to keep a mental note of how many sixes.
Okie dokie. Oh, it's not like the World Cup final, is it? Most sixes wins.
No, not like that. No.
Okay, here we go. So I need to roll 11 times for Dillabrew. Let's go low. I'm going to use my cold dice for this. Okay. Double one. Yes.
Excellent.
Cold dice. I'll keep track. Hang on. 2. Let me write it down. Delabru. Okay. Do I need just the overall total or and plus
You
6s,
need
right?
the overall total and the number of 6s.
Okay, so 2. Another double one. 4.
Oh,
Oh, a 10 and a 6. So I'll put a little asterisk over that. They did better. A 3. Oh, there's only one good guy there. Another 10 with a 6. 2, 4, 5. 5. That's very average. A 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. A 9. Good score down the order. A 5. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 2 more to go. Big 12 from someone at the end. That's some big runs down the bottom.
big applause
Big pause.
from Agnar, if he was watching, but he's not. We missed a trick there.
Yeah, and an 11. The tail wagged.
Ooh, nice.
Agnar would be pleased to hear. So the final score is 14, 17, 27, 32, 39, 48, 53, 63, 73, 76 with 5 6s.
Okay. So I need you to now roll another 7. Sorry, 5 6s. You said
5 6s.
another
Yeah.
6 pairs of dice, and add the totals. Okay. This time you don't need to care about the 6s. I mean, you count them as part of the rolls, but you don't need to add them up.
Okay, 6 pairs of dice. Okay, 5. Is this for Delabru's working on 5?
Yeah.
8, 5, 8, and 9. Oh, big scores. 8, 16, 21, 26, 35. Do you want me to add that to the original total?
Yes, if you could add it to the original set as well.
111. Nelson.
You are
fitting.
kidding. It was 111.
We've hit Nelson. Yes. Everyone on one leg, please. Everyone stand on one leg for Nelson.
You've got to spend Imperial credits for that, though.
It's very bad.
No, it's all right.
Very bad luck for cricket for Nelson.
So, Delabru, their limited over innings, they complete with 111 runs, which it couldn't be more perfect, really, could it?
No, Goku.
Oh, Luke, I feel as though that's allowed.
Can we allow that? Is it being allowed?
Yeah.
You need to name an NPC. I've done it, but you need to name an NPC something Nelson, Ben, in honour of the 111.
Oh, something Nelson.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
I feel as though it'd be hard pushed to beat Horatio.
AD Myral. Horatio.
Yep. Okay, I've made a note. All right.
Okay. 111.
Okay. So
good score. It feels like a strong score.
That will effectively take Soraya and Rick Verlo to their tea break, if you see what I mean. But before the change of the innings.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's taken to tea break.
Because obviously, if we did this literally ball by ball, it would take forever.
How did Rick Verlo do? Did he bowl okay? I worry about
Rick.
Actually,
he did a perfectly okay job bowling. Got a couple of wickets. He was fine.
Oh, good. I'm gonna make note of that so that I can sort of praise him after. He bowled perfectly well with a couple of wickets. Remember that, everyone. We could be nice to Rick Verlo next time we talk to him. I feel like Verlo needs celebrating. He's Ewan's favourite NPC. Apparently, so we need to celebrate him.
And though not getting as much play with the ball as a sort of part-time bowler, You'll be pleased to know that that Soraya did get the last wicket to dismiss them at 111.
It's good to get the first or the last. That's what I always think when I play. First, the last. Yeah, the last wicket. Nice.
Excellent. So with them taken care of for the moment,
Yeah.
do you want to go to the apartment now, which you understand will be happening while that play is still going on, or do you want to take a look at whatever Stefan's doing instead?
What is Stefan doing though, Ewan? Is he doing anything of note?
I don't think he is now. I think he's probably quite subdued after his outing last week to try and help out Soraya. He's probably gonna figure that he can't do much else. He's gonna just sit and watch and cheer her on. If I'm honest,
It's nice
unless
to have days like that.
Yeah, unless there's anything in particular that he is requested to do by anyone else, I suppose.
Okay.
He's happy to be available as a bit of a runner, but for now he'll show his support for his friend.
Oh, quite right.
Add to the cheers, especially on that last one.
Fist pumps. There's fist pumps all the way down the pitch.
Yeah.
Right. So, in that case, I imagine the next turn of the attention is very much to the stateroom. It doesn't take your enthusiastic trio, because you're taking Johnny with you.
Yes.
It doesn't take you very long to make it back to the stateroom, and let's face it, you know the way. So that's not a challenge. You make your way down the corridor towards the three staterooms at the end. I would like everybody, please, to roll a streetwise check with intellect.
I take it we mean everybody that's there, not.
Yeah, sorry, everybody in the party. Yeah.
Street rise with intellect. Okay,
Yep.
or at least my intellect's all right.
That's not going to be good for Agnar.
Uh-oh. It might be relying on Johnny then. 7 in total for Kara. The dice are failing me today now.
I'm afraid Johnny got the same.
Oh, no.
Agnar rolled a 6. -3 is 3.
Wow.
Whew.
He's just obliviously wandering through a world on his own, isn't he? Paying no attention whatsoever to anything.
He's still finishing off his hot dog, picking mustard out of the long bits on his face. Something I'm all too familiar with, obviously.
Yes. Agnar does this every now and again. He rolls up
terribly
on like an observation roll.
Zones out in the food and normally ends up picking stuff out of his fur, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes, very true. Okay, so you make your way to the door. The apartment door is completely closed now. It is properly shut.
Oh, the door.
So that is different.
You know what? It's annoying because I'm going to have to go back and delete this other footage of us walking past again. Actually, it makes no difference. Probably, I don't know.
I think long enough's gone. There's no footage of the actual door, is there?
No, and to be honest, we could say this is our first time. What we need to do...
Knock.
Hello?
We don't want to just open it, though, if there's people in there, officials in there investigating, do we?
Is there any sign of...
Also.
Exactly. Is there any sign of official, like a bit of tape? A bit of
crime scene.
Yeah. There doesn't appear to be anything on the door, no.
So the door just looks like any other door from the outside.
Just looks like a stateroom door, yeah.
Okay. The other two doors, are they close by, or are they a little bit further down? How's that work?
They essentially form a triangle facing each other. Ish. I mean, you come in through one side, and the other 3 sides each have a door.
You know, it might be worth knocking on that door, Ewan, at least a little low knock, and then seeing if someone with break-in skills can break in. And it's also worth trying those doors out.
Agnar will say to Carl, was there any other way in or out when you're in there? You know, if there's someone in there doing nefarious things, we're not going to warn them with a knock and they're going to jump out a window. I know we're in space, but, you know, the equivalent of a back door.
It's not like they're escaping. Just jump out and float off.
Ooh, and we solved the murder.
Not that I remember. I don't think there was. Was there, Ben, in my look around? It felt like it was
no,
cabin,
nothing you saw at the time.
I'm pretty sure that nothing was mentioned, but Agnar. Okay, so I'll tell you what. I'll go and just give it a quiet, you know,
a little low knock.
Yeah, not a commanding knock, but not a weird knock.
How would a commanding knock sound, Agnar? Oh, yes.
That's
I like it.
I'm inspecting the troops, and I know they've done something wrong, but you know I don't want to be rude about things. He chuckles.
Quite right.
Good knock.
Okay. There is no answer.
Okay. Shall we?
While I'm here, can I, on my computer, can I find out who has these rooms, theoretically, who's booked in for the staterooms? Because of course, now that I'm here and I can actually see the numbers.
Okay. So you want to... describe for me the scene. You just want to sort of sit in the corner kind of thing with the laptop on your lap?
Yeah. I'm going to pull Johnny next to me because I've got some... If someone suddenly turns up, I've got to have that sort of think quickly, what's a good reason we could be here kind of thing. So I'll have Johnny next to me. I'll say, Johnny, just come in close here. Just sit next to me now. I'm just going to check to see who's in those 2 rooms. If someone does come, it might be Norman von Cotswold, or it might not be. But Leno has just returned to the NPC naming game. Well, welcome back, Leno.
It has been a while. It's definitely been a while. I'm not going to sing that.
Okay. So you're just going to settle down basically and try and run your check. It's going to be your regular +4 for a computer check, and you're looking for the residents of the other 2 rooms.
Yeah, please.
Oh, the other 2 rooms in that area. Okay.
Yeah.
So 2d6 +4, please.
Are we in a sort of an area? It's quite a. These are not fancy rooms, are they? These ones.
These are what you would call regular staterooms. They're a bit smarter than some, but they're not great.
Okay. One sec. So it's not somewhere that a player would be staying. So it's not like Alma Kennedy was meeting up with another player. Okay. So +4, right? Finally, it's getting better. 8 + 4 is 12, please.
Okay. Yes. You can, in fact, get the information for both of the other 2 staterooms in that little area.
Nice.
And let me just... Yeah, okay. So the one sort of at the end of the corridor, facing the entranceway into the little suite area,
yep,
is empty, unassigned. But the one facing, face on the doorway into Sagar's stateroom is occupied by a chap called Norman van Cotswolds.
Oh, they get everywhere.
Curses. Norman von Cotswold. Von Cotswold!
I mean, if there's an empty stateroom, we could always book it under a false name and conduct a stakeout. I've heard. I mean, the name implies, Agnar says, that there will be lots of steak, and I quite like a steak.
Mm-hmm.
Kara rolls her eyes. She's like, you do know a stakeout involves cheese, a lot of cheesy crisps, brightly coloured drinks, and looking with overpowered binoculars at things.
Of course I do. It's not my first rodeo, and it's not my first dad joke either.
I quite like the idea of trying to break into that room, Ewan, out of all, strangely.
Wait, which room?
The unoccupied one.
What? What? Aren't we trying to solve a murder? Are we trying to get Johnny away from his life of crime?
I think it's good practice for Johnny. Just get him. I feel like he's been away from his life of crime too long, that his skills might have dropped a little bit. Let's warm him up a little bit. You can't make an omelette without cracking eggs. If the omelette is his life as a private investigator, the eggs are his skills from his life of crime.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm explaining this very well. Exactly. You've got to practice your crime analysis. Yeah.
Right.
After all, right now we are just three dicks in the corridor,
hanging out,
hanging out
in the wind. Yeah. I'm all for it, but I'm a little bit worried that somebody at some point is going to come along to his room, either because somebody's tipped off somebody, or he just knows somebody on the ship and they're worried about him, and we're going to miss the opportunity to get in there before the officials and find out if anything's been changed by
last person
Lara Frost.
Laura? Don't Lara
Frost,
Croft.
not Lara Croft.
Oh, Lara Croft.
Sorry.
That's who's in the It's very
Okay,
similar.
so what are you guys doing first?
I think you're right. Prioritise that room because Laura Frost. The door has closed since we last. We did not. Did we close the door shut? That's the question.
You pushed it to, but not with any spectacular efficiency, if you remember.
Yeah, we couldn't get it all the way because we were poor with doors.
Yeah, Agnar wouldn't have been able to close it all the way, quite frankly.
Doors were something of a challenge for you guys at the time.
Doors are tough.
Yeah.
So it suggests that unless someone has done something in the last hour and a half, it is Laura Frost that shut the door for whatever reason. So yeah, it might be a very good idea, Ewan. I don't think Kara has the sort of skills for opening doors, but the two of you, I'm sure between you, have all sorts of skills.
Or it could have been, to be fair, who was in that room? Could have been Norman. Is that the name you said, Carl?
What, Norm opposite? Like he was sick of
we haven't seen him come and go. So either, actually, I mean, there's a couple of options. He could know. We could go knock on his door and find out if he knows someone called Laura Frost. That's good. And if he's got a buddy called Laura Frost, then that could be her reason for coming down here.
That's it. Or Alma Kennedy.
Or if he's a Geeker supporter.
Oh yeah. If he's a
that could not tear off.
If he's a handsome, sexy stud, and I picture him as some kind of strong Australian cricketing type. Then Alma Kennedy might be
maybe
a bit of something. Who knows?
Or if he's a Varga, then he might have other Varga friends. Agnar's allowed to say that.
Vargas can be friends with others. You're not just Vargas.
Yeah, but it's Agnar's.
Yeah. Kara raises an eyebrow. Kara raises an eyebrow. Aren't we friends? I'm not a Varga.
We are. I know. But statistically speaking, is what I mean. Obviously, there are many, many other options for all of us.
Not everyone can put up with this kind of frizzy fur the second you hit humidity as a friend.
Well, I'm going to make a suggestion because of the time. How about we take our break now and you guys work out
Poor
what
old
you're going
Ben's
to do?
just been
We
bamboozled.
pull it together, yeah.
Yeah.
We get back on track. It's a
Beat
good
him
idea.
into
It's a
submission.
good idea.
To actually kick off with a bang when we come back. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Works for me, yeah. Okay, let's do toilet break. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Perfect.
Right. Don't the rest of you go anywhere. We'll be back in 5. If I can get the break picture up. There's the break picture. Oh, it's a bit small. All the bars are set up. Oh, I've got to close all these things down. That's the problem. Let's get rid of that. I've got to get rid of. Can we leave dangling Agnar though, everyone? People are
Sure,
careful.
why not?
Dangling. Let's leave dangling Agnar.
It's combo, so yeah, of course.
Okay, Agnumber can stay.
That's amazing. It's both difficult to say and amazing. I'm not even going to attempt it.
Okay, right, let's get the music on and we're going to vanish off 5 minutes, everyone. Stay around. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the second half of The Voice in the Baltic Star this evening. You've joined us for the most important part of the entire stream. If you've just joined, who joins during a break? If you did, kudos for sticking out the break and waiting to see if it improved. Who knows? You may be in for a disappointment. Sparrow's internet went. That's sad. So Sparrow's going to miss this toast. The toast is back with me, as I lost the last in-game bet the other week. So this is the part of the episode where we toast an important NPC who is no longer with us, and it's only fitting that I received a letter in the post this week from someone called Agnar Davis, and I'm going to read it out. It says, to the Voice in the Baltic Star, I'm writing because at the bequest of my father, who used to be pilot aboard the Baltic Star and was close friends with at least one of the crew before he went on to further missions. During his time on the ship, he got to know and appreciate a great man by the name of Greyhill Bast, who was on the crew only for a short time, but left a lasting impression on everyone. He was a fine barman. He cleared tables at breakneck speed. He sang many karaoke songs with my father. And he was a great, great man to have around. And my father said that without him, the crew would have fallen apart on many occasions. So if it's okay, I'd like to join in the toast with the three of you today. I said that'd be fine. So I'm sure he's raising a glass of lemonade. To the late, great Greyhill Bast.
Greyhill Bast. Yes, excellent. Good job. So, we rejoin our detectives as they enthusiastically plan for what they're going to do about this little area of 3 staterooms and a doorway out, which is all they have to go on for the scene of crime of the death, sadly, of Brett Sagar, carvings expert who they never actually got to speak to because he was unresponsive, you understand. So, what are you guys going to do?
We're going to knock on the door of Norm.
Norm, okay.
Yeah. See if he's a Buckyball fan or not, I guess.
All right, Norm. Okay. You knock on the door, and there is no answer.
That's kind of good, actually.
I mean, should we knock a bit louder? He could just be really old and hard of hearing, or young and hard of hearing. To be fair,
That's true. Hard of hearing hits everyone.
Mm.
Oh, that's a very domineering.
I'll give it a loud, Agnar domineering knock.
You just wanted
a loud and impressive knock.
You just wanted an excuse to get that knockout, didn't you?
I do.
With all the strength in his muscles.
Signature knock.
Thus meaning you can barely hear it even if you're standing next to him.
Well, he is well practiced at knocking, commandingly.
Of course. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, I'm afraid there is no response.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, a nickname, NPC name. Unichronic has got him. I can never say this name.
Oh.
Kiara. It's spelled Ciara. Graves.
Oh, like Chara.
Yeah, there you go. Late to Greyhill from Fiddles as well. Chara Graves. There we go. And Cara is now known as Miss Carpal for this investigation, I've decided.
Oh, that's good.
That is good.
Especially with all her, hacking and typing.
Exactly.
Carpal
Carpal
probably.
tunnel.
Yeah. Probably plays her up a little bit.
Yeah, a bit sore on a frosty morning. I'm only 30. She's only 34. God, it's only gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Right. Shall we? What's the plan? Which room do you want to break into then? There's 3. None of which I assume are occupied. 2 of them might be. One of them probably not.
I want to break into all the rooms, but we should prioritize.
Yes. What's number 1 on the priority?
I know that you were worried about, because the death room, the room of death, things have changed. It might be worth poking around. I've been in there before. See, because we're on a time limit on that room.
Yeah, but I might be paranoid.
Crisp just exploded in my face. Are you having second thoughts about the death room?
No. I mean, we should definitely do it. I'm just, if there's something you think is more important, Cara, I'm willing to, go with that first.
What if we broke into the empty room, so that we've got a quick scarper place if we hear someone down the corridor? I'm thinking outside the box now. This is the box. This is me thinking.
Yeah, I mean, we could scarp into the empty room.
Yeah.
Presumably shut it behind us.
Exactly.
And then if they didn't see us go in there, we'd be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And if they did, presumably we've set some kind of deadly trap to kill the 1, 2, 3, 4th person coming through the door. Is that right?
Exactly.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. So what are you doing next? You're going to the empty room, the unassigned room.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it might not be empty. It's just unassigned. Yeah. But let's.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We're gonna break into the unassigned room. Because it's a nice little hidey hole. Hidey hole. To if we need it.
Okay.
I say break into it. Cara's not doing that. She ain't got no skills for that sort of thing.
Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
It's time, my friend.
Like, I can philosophize the lock until it decides to let us in. But that's about that's about what I can do.
What was the person who made this lock thinking when they designed it?
Would they truly want you to be empty with no one in, or do you want people to enjoy the surroundings?
How is a room fulfilled if it's never filled?
Exactly. Oh, write them down.
If a tumbler falls in the lock
represent?
and there's no one there to hear it, does it make a noise?
Has it truly been broken into?
I'm really sorry. I'm just joking.
Okay. So
I'm not.
On that
this
basis,
is classic us.
No,
We've
we're
lost
not
it.
going to make. We are not going to make a philosophy check on the lock. I'm afraid.
I'm always looking for when I can.
Right.
Persuade it.
Stefan is going to try.
Stefan.
Sorry. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Johnny is going to try. He's going to give it a shot. We're going to try to use some dexterity to try and sort out the lock. See if it can be messed about with to the point where it'll pop itself open. So he's going to give it a shot. He's got some dex. That's not too bad.
Come on, Johnny. Come on, Johnny.
Oh, thanks, Luke. And of course, thanks, Spirit. More importantly,
we stand.
That's actually pretty good. Hang on a second. That's a total of 13.
Wow. The right man for the job.
nice.
Okay. He is able to wriggle a security card into the lock and make it go the way to sort of jimmy it open a little bit, and it seems to unlock and pop open. In fact, it doesn't just unlock and pop open; it unlocks and flies open.
Well, that's how you open a door. Sorry, I'm having to do a guns out for Unichronic because he's got to leave. But, just get the guns out. It's a hot night. The guns are out already. I'm
We
sweating.
can't leave without seeing the guns.
I'm sweating like Agnar in a sauna right now.
You got all fluffy.
Get them a bit bigger. Get them a bit bigger. Get the angle right. There we go. There
Guns out.
we
Excellent.
See you later, Unichronic. Doing good.
Cheers, Unichronic. Thank you. So yes, the door absolutely flies open. In fact, it flies open with such enthusiasm that it seems that maybe it wasn't really Johnny's doing that made it fly open all that quickly, because standing immediately the other side of the door is a young woman.
No.
And she's wearing a sort of somewhat informal uniform, which is covered in the markings and the logos of the Buckyball League. You have just about time to take this in, as she stands there and pulls out a pistol, but doesn't actually point it at you. She sort of pulls it out, but points it at the ground, at the floor of the companionway, and checks out the three of you standing in the corridor.
Oh, whoa! I'm sorry, Agnar says.
Kara flings her arm around Johnny and says, "Well, I'm sorry. We didn't know anyone was in this room."
I'm going to need your names, please.
No, I'm sorry. It's just my friend here was making sure me and my boyfriend were just looking for somewhere, and I'm sorry. We were taking a chance. Let's put it that way. If you don't need our names. We were just taking advantage of the situation. And
no, I'm really going to need your names. I work for League Security.
What are you doing down this end of the ship? The game's at the other end.
How about I ask the questions and you answer them?
My name is Laura Frost.
Can you make a deception check with intellect, please?
Yes, I can. Hopefully that means it's not her. No. Let's see how good she is. 7 + 2 is a 9.
A smile crosses her face and she says, "Let's just see some ID."
Agnar, got any input while I'm floundering?
Yeah, sure. My name is Friday. This has all been a big misunderstanding, as I'm sure you can see. I'm going to be honest here. We were just looking for an empty room, the three of us.
It's all got a bit kinkier.
You know what I'm talking about.
Can you
So
also make a
leans-
deception
he-
check with intellect for me?
He leans into Johnny heavily and puts his arm on me in an attempt to try and make it kind of awkward. Deception with
Intellect, please.
social.
No, this would have to be intellect.
Okay, that's fair. Oh, that's good though. Ish. That is he rolled a 7. Sorry, I think I've got a deception of 1, so an 8.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that good, but
I don't know. It's good.
it's okay.
Could be worse. Yeah, it's not one of the remarkable Agnar -2s or something.
Well, yeah, that's true. It's a
classic
positive
Agnar.
number, which for Agnar is good.
Good evening, Legendary Creation. You've joined us at a really awkward time in our stream, so thank you.
Hey, you have, yeah.
You're right. Thank you for joining us. Like, live it out for a few minutes, and it'll get weirder, probably.
Okay, so all right. She sort of develops a bit of a smirk across her face, and she says, "I'm just going to do this one more time. I need to know who you are, and I need to see some ID."
Agnar gets out his ID. It's all right. Okay.
Why? Kara won't let it go, sort of, somewhat though. She's like, why? Why is someone lurking around in an empty room with a like? That's a bit weird.
Johnny, you idiot, get your ID out.
Yeah. While
And Agnar gets his out.
while
and he
they're
shows
doing it, Kara's not going to let it go. We're going to do that sort of like why? Like,
Yeah.
Why? Why would someone
Good
do
cop,
that?
bad cop.
It makes
Johnny
no
stuff.
sense to me. It makes no sense. Like, why are you sneaking around in empty rooms at the end of a corridor? There's no reason. Like, it's a dead end. What are you expecting to find there? You know, just going to full babbling, sort of. You know, like just trying to blind her with talking, really, while the others are showing their cards. Yeah.
What I'm expecting is to see your ID.
There are at least 17 reasons why it makes no sense for someone to be lurking around behind the door of an empty room.
You don't really need to think about my motivations. You need to think about your motivations.
Can you prove that
and
you
your
are
motivations are, if you don't show me your ID, I'm going to shoot you.
Can you at least prove who you are, though? Like, anyone can get one of those jackets. I've seen similar ones for sale in the shops. Right? You could just be some nutter with a gun.
Yeah, I could. I'll show you my ID after I've seen yours.
Oh, that's like very playground.
I asked first.
But my friend's bigger.
Okay, so Agnar has produced some ID.
Yeah.
Johnny has done the same.
Oh.
So now
Sorry, Kara, we just left you.
It is only Kara who's the holdout.
Kara. Ben, does Legendary Creation know you?
I haven't got the slightest idea.
I don't know. Just asked how you
Possibly.
did, Ben. Might be part of the fan. Might be part of the fan club.
They might have just
There is a Ben. There is a Ben
just
fan
in
club.
case. And now you've outed him, Luke. Just like
curses. You've outed me.
Yeah, Agnar and Johnny have by producing actual ID.
Kara's going to reach to her device, but the first thing she's going to do is, can she bring up while she's bringing for okay. Can she flick up a picture of the carving from Candling Station, please?
Okay. Instead of showing, she's going to bring up the device, and instead of showing ID, she's going to instead display the image of the carvings.
She'll start looking a bit flustered, if that makes sense. Like, okay, and sort of hold it up, and so, with the idea that, oh no, sorry, if that, I just want to see, I love showing the
All
picture
right.
of the carvings to people.
Fair enough. Can you do a deception with dexterity for me, please?
I do. It's time for brunch while I roll this. Hang on.
Yeah, brunch makes everything a
Brunch.
lot better.
I'm feeling
This
a lot more relaxed. now that
really
brunch is out.
tense situation.
and you back down very quickly. Was it deception and
No, Agnar does.
intellect? Yeah, that's true.
Deception with.
Now who bounced out quickly?
Deception with intellect. Hang on. Oh yeah, he's not a fan. Julian's brother.
Oh, of course. Yes. Excellent stuff. Welcome.
Okay. 8 plus 2 is 10, and brunch is over. The dice roll has been completed.
Mm-hmm. Superb. She glances at it and says, "That's not ID."
Oh well, at least I didn't get shot.
Yeah.
Not yet.
And then flicks around a bit more, and then she finds her actual ID, and she shows it and says, "Okay, sorry, it's embarrassing, but I shouldn't really be having this sort of time with these guys," and I was a bit embarrassed.
I think we all were.
Yeah,
Frankly.
we were just looking for quiet. You know, the game was on. We were just wanting to get away and just find a quiet room. We weren't going to make any problems. We just, wanted to make use of the room for 20 minutes.
And
Looks at Johnny. Oh, maybe 10.
listen, my name carries some social standing. Not a lot, but I didn't want to give you my real name for obvious reasons.
Okay. She seems to relax a little bit. And she pulls out her own ID and shows it to you. As far as you can tell, she is indeed a League security officer.
Guns out. What as the ID
As
comes
the
out.
security,
This is my ID. It's my calling card. My calling card. Okay. Yeah. She is ID. She is security. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So she does appear to be, yes.
Okay.
And then she says, "So,
Does she have
what
a
are you
name
really
on it, though?
doing down here?"
Does she have a name on it, or just her security?
It does actually have her name. Her name is Olivia Sharp.
Oh, with an E?
No, without an E.
Ben, sorry, just quickly out of character. We haven't seen this person come or go, have we?
No.
In the last, we picked what did you say? We picked 12 hours of footage or 24?
24 hours of footage, yeah.
24 hours of footage, and she
24 hours
hasn't.
of footage.
She's in it for the long haul.
Yeah. Why?
Okay. Well, Kara. Agnar turns to his friend.
Why are we here? Right. This is all in my head. This is not out loud. This is good. You're good at putting us into little awkward corners, man.
He really is. He really is.
He loves it, doesn't he? Yeah. While I'm trying to think, Fiddles, you're right. Yeah. Double guns tonight.
I mean, I'm going to be honest here. Well, why we are here, like Mike says, is nothing to do with Buckyball. Which, I mean, come on. Buckyball and its surrounding people is why you're here.
I'm more here for tonsil tennis.
Shut up. Not now.
That was in my
Okay.
head. That was. You didn't say that out loud.
Oh, right.
This was
Alright,
just me. This was just me talking about our stream. Oh.
Can you roll a persuade with social for me?
Oh, we don't. Agnes persuade is awful. He did roll a 9 minus 1 overall.
Okay. She says there may be some misunderstanding. I'm League Security, and this ship is owned and operated by the League. Everything that happens on this ship is to do with the League. Everything.
Yes, of course. We understand. I'm going to be honest. We
Are you flustered? Are you flustered? You. We're not good at telling lies, are we, Fiddles? It depends. I'm sometimes.
I mean, I'm terrible.
It's because you're a good man. Chat will tell you as well. Ewan's a good man, and he's very bad at telling those sort of lies. I'm a bit better, but Ewan is terrible at it.
Listen, the three of us were trying to see if there was anybody in this room. Frankly,
Really honest. That is good, honest.
You wanted to find out if there was anyone in the room.
yes. That's
Why
right.
this room?
Oh God, Ben! Why'd you ask that question? Sorry. Well, we happen to have a friend on this corridor that we were trying to not a friend, an acquaintance, a business acquaintance that we were trying to help out with the carvings. The carving, you showed her the picture, I think, by mistake, didn't you, Cara? The carvings picture.
Oh, she intimidated me. I was very flustered.
Yeah. So we're trying to find somebody who is a sort of a business acquaintance. Who could help us out with the carvings? We know there are quite a few carvings experts on the ship. Well, at least 3. Cara, help.
I don't know, man. I'm not here for the carvings, but I follow you around like a friend, the friend I am. You did.
We came across these a long time ago, and we just want to know what's going on with them, frankly.
A long time ago.
They freaked us out a little bit.
And what's the name of your friend?
Brett something. Is it Brett? Something
Brett,
or something Brett?
Ben? Brett?
Ben.
Yeah, Brett.
Brett Sagar.
Brett. Yeah, Brett. Brett Sagar.
Oh,
That sounds like.
is this his room? This is his room. I told you, Cara.
It's his room. Then what are you doing in Brett's room?
Brett, are you having us on?
Brett.
He looks past the door.
Can you roll
are you
persuade?
sleeping with Brett?
Sorry, deception with intellect for me, please.
Both of us for our sheer nonsense.
Yes. Yes. And I'm going to roll one for Johnny as well.
Good old Johnny. I hope Johnny nails it.
For you,
Was it deception and what?
With intellect.
It's not bad. That's
I think
+1 is a 10.
Oh, you've done better than me. 7 + 2 is 9.
Okay. She glances around the group, and she's not buying it, seemingly.
Oh no! Well
And
done,
she
Ben.
says,
"Well done."
I've got a couple of problems. Maybe you can help me out. Maybe that would make you feel less pressure when you get something off your chest. So I'm investigating a crime.
Oh, a crime.
Yes. And the crime took place, well, in the suite opposite, in the stateroom opposite.
What? That one? And Kara purposefully points at Norm's.
No, opposite.
Okay. Sorry, I'm
And
an artist. Sorry, everything's opposite.
and there are a few things that don't add up about this crime. And I'm very keen on finding out what happened and who's responsible. Now, unfortunately, for some reason, we seem to be missing all of the relevant video footage for this little area of the ship. The video footage covering the relevant time. So that's a problem for me. But there are a couple of other interesting problems for me. You see, this room here, unassigned, but up until a matter of an hour or so before the ship set off on its cruise, it was reserved. But the person never showed up, never claimed their reservation, and it was never assigned by a name. So it seems to me that someone wanted this room to be empty.
Is it common practice to not assign a room to a name to a person?
It generally depends on how it's booked. If, for example, you were booking it because you were a company or another collective group, you might book it without assigning it a name. You would know you needed 25 rooms, but you wouldn't know who you were going to put in each one, whether it be a client, an employee. You wouldn't know at the time.
Okay, so if the Imperial Navy per se, or I don't know, what other companies do we know, Cara? Black Sun,
Black Sun,
Dark
Star,
Star, someone
Dark
like that wanted to book out some rooms, they would book them out.
Yeah. It's also not uncommon for it to be done by people who want to resell a room. You know, they book space and then they offer it up for sale through their own packages. They bundle together dining packages, excursions at your destination. They book you multiple trips on multiple ships, and they pre-book various things. However, this one was released just before the cruise and never had an actual name attached to it, which I think is interesting. It's not by any means unheard of, but it's unusual given that it's directly opposite a room where a crime took place. The coincidence, you see what I mean? But you know what's a second coincidence? The other room in this little area is reserved for a person. But as far as I can tell, that person doesn't exist. And never has.
Norman doesn't exist. In your face, Lenny. 800 credits.
Some points.
As far as I can tell, that name was just chosen because it's a very common surname on Geeka.
It is. It is. Oh, we've been to Geeka. It's like the most common. It's like Smith on Geeka.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, isn't it? And again, it's not unheard of for people to reserve a room under a fake name or whatever. I mean, these things do happen, but there are only 3 staterooms in this area. And one of them, a crime took place. A second was booked out under a false identity. And the third was booked out in such a way that nobody would be able to occupy it, but not an actual person ever attached to it.
So they were insured to be empty.
Can I ask a quick question, Ben? Sorry, again, out of character. The camera footage that we received, does that lead to any other corridors, or does that solely lead to these 3 rooms?
These 3 rooms are the only destination you could get to by going down that corridor.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I don't trust her enough yet to go anywhere near the fact that we know that 4 different people have come down this corridor in the last 24 hours.
So only one room that's been actually occupied. Right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Sorry. Go on.
Is it how long have you been? If I may ask, I know you ask the questions, but can I ask a one that isn't too intrusive, I guess? How long have you been security on this ship?
A little over a year.
In that time, have you known many people to try and find unoccupied cabins for a bit of nookie? Is that a common thing?
In my experience, it has never happened.
Okay. Well, it's happened once.
No, in my experience, it has never happened.
Nice try.
In over a year. It's worth knowing. So I'm just checking. Basically, I'm just checking out to see if there was a possible chance that, like Alma Kennedy and Laura Frost were like sexy times. No one has.
Or Varga.
Yeah, or Varga.
Or Freya.
Oh, all 3. There could be. Well, the 3 of us were going to, and one of us was a Varga.
Yeah, exactly.
Similar sort of mix-up, really.
So she sort of takes out her communications device and opens it up so she can make some notes and record what you're saying. And she says, "So, how about we take it from the top?"
Can Cara pull out her device and set it to record as well?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay. We boarded the ship. When did we board the ship?
Fast forward a little bit.
Stefan turned up covered in snow. He's our friend, you see. How long? Then what did we do? We went to we were in our staterooms when he showed up, weren't we, Cara? Several days ago.
Yes, I was with my friends. We were chilling out and having a nice, relaxing time when he came.
We made some posters for our friend who was playing in the fan match.
Yeah. Oh, it's going on now. I'm surprised you're not watching. Are you not interested in the fan match, Olivia?
I'm not really here for the sport. I work for a living. Now, here's the thing I need. And it's very, very important. When you came in here, you tried to break into this room.
Oh, wait, I think our friend achieved it. It's just unfortunately you were there.
Fair enough. That's always handy.
Puts his head in his hands.
I generally find, I mean, it's unusual, but I generally find that these kind of interviews actually go more smoothly when people actually admit unprompted that they've committed a crime just to get the ball rolling.
I mean, it must make your job a lot easier.
It really does. So, is there any way that when you came looking for your friend, you tried his door?
Well, he's not really a friend. He's more of an acquaintance. What would you say, Cara?
We were given his. Well,
known
you were
contact.
given his name and his contact details. I've never met him from, never spoken to the man, never looked the man in his face in my life.
Neither have I.
No.
I don't believe. But yes, we were given his name by a prominent member of Aslan Society, I believe, weren't we?
Oh yes.
Their assistant, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you were saying, Cara?
Well, I believe you were the one that was given it. You were given the man's contact details by a high up Varga, a very rich and powerful man, who knew that we had some carving pictures. You've seen one. I'm very sorry for showing you it by mistake. I get very excited about that picture, especially.
We have more if you
want. More.
Yeah,
we don't want to waste your time. We don't want to waste their time, do we, Agnar? Come on, I thought you were on her side, Agnar. Trying to waste your time. But yeah, so I believe Agnar was given details, and we want to find out about these carvings. They're important to us. We've risked life and limb on a couple of planets, and not to look at the carvings, but we came across them, and it would have been a shame to let it go by the wayside. So we came looking for this specialist.
And you knocked on his door?
We were trying the doors. We knocked 2 doors. They were silent, and so we decided to start breaking in. We were worried. We were worried about people. We knew he was in 1 of 3, and there was no answer. So we've got a friend here. She puts her arm around Johnny again. I don't know if he's looking sheepish or proud, but this man's got. Johnny, show your notebook to show we're legit. We're not just like,
He cheerfully holds up the notebook, which, remember, you've written all over the front of, is for investigations.
So our carving investigations. We want to find out about carvings. So we've come prepared to find out, make some investigations about our carvings.
Let's try to keep my questions and your answers within the realms of possibility, shall we? So, did you have an appointment? Or were you just coming along to see if you found him in?
We didn't have an appointment.
We didn't. We were given
his details.
Cara looks at Agnar. Cara knows we're going to have to give something, I guess. And he says, we were given 2 names, and we've spoken to the other person when we couldn't, and we've come to speak to this guy.
What was the other name?
What was the other name, Agnar?
I've heard a lot of names. I've heard a lot of names this evening.
Are you actually going to give her the name Freya Kranev?
Well, I was just debating whether we were going to give her the name Laura Frost, or whether Agnar was going to give her the name Laura Frost.
Cara already said that she was Agnar, Laura Frost. That just becomes like a full guy name at this point.
He will probably give her Freya's name. Yeah.
Okay.
He'll say to Cara, just to assume that we're on the same page here. It was something Quinav. Is that right?
It's Freya. Pretty name, Freya.
Freya.
Freya Kranev.
Kranev. Yeah, that's the one.
Apparently, it sounds like a drag name, according to Legendary Creation. I think that's
Okay.
Freya Kranev.
Freya Kranev.
She's also an expert in carvings. You can
Yeah,
check it out.
big expert. Yeah.
Just have a little search and you'll find both her and what was the other guy? Brett's name. They're both carvings experts.
Brett Sager. We met her in the the steamy room. You can see my colleague here, his fur's still not quite back to normal.
I need some mousse.
He has to do some moves.
Very deadpan at this point.
he's just had enough of it by now.
Okay.
The jokes are done with that.
So, just a couple more questions.
Just one thing.
This is the first time you've come down this particular corridor, or have you been here before on the trip? Is this the first time you tried to make contact with him, or did you try him earlier?
Oh.
I think we tried to make contact a bit earlier, didn't we?
We did. We came down this morning and we banged on all the doors. I don't know, it's about 11 maybe. We banged on all the doors, but there was no one in, so we just headed back. I think we came down at about like 20 to 12 or something. Banged. It was only the two of us though, wasn't it? Johnny wasn't here. Yeah, about
Johnny
20 to 12. We did some banging. There was nothing, and so we sort of had a bit of lunch. Got our friend that's better at getting into some doors, but banged again to give some chances. But we were a bit worried at that point.
Yeah. Well, then, in that case, there really is just one more thing.
Oh no.
Did you notice anything unusual this morning when you came by?
In what way? What, strange people hanging around, or?
Well, anything unusual, anything that made you think that's not what I would have expected to see.
Oh, this is if I wasn't using my phone as a webcam, I'd be sending you messages right now, Ewan.
I did not see anything that I was not expecting to see. Agnosis.
Oh, wow! Who am I to go against my ally and friend? To be honest, I was hanging, so I was not in the mood to. I didn't really want to be here anyway, but he dragged me with. I was pretty miserable when Agno. I wasn't really paying.
You're always pretty miserable, guy.
I am, but so I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I just know we came here, banged some doors. I was grumpy. We came back, had a Bucky. Have you had a Bucky hot dog? They're like well tasty. Had a couple of them. Come back again. Got a friend. Come back, and here we are now.
Yes, on occasions I have been able to have a hot dog between donuts. Well, to be honest, I don't think there's anything else I need from you right now. I know who you are and I know where to find you. I'm going to have to remain here because, well, this afternoon, as you can imagine, we're bringing in some high-end tech to do a full analysis of the crime scene and get all sorts of genetic information, fingerprint information, anything we can from there, and find out who's been in the room. So I can't leave until then, in case someone comes back. You understand, the way you did, for example. And so I'm not going to be able to come and interview you today, I suspect, but I may come and see you tomorrow.
I look forward to it.
Agnar he'll give the statement numbers over. So I'm sure you can look it up, but it will save you a job. It seems like you've got a lot on your hands, and he'll give the rooms that they are staying in.
Thank you very much. Appreciated.
Well, anything to move things along and cause less work for people.
I would appreciate it if you didn't spread around the fact there's been a crime here.
Mum's the word. Or so I've heard.
Oh, Agnar's like everyone's dad.
Well,
Agnar.
that's exactly what Agnar would say.
Oh.
So I suppose, Kara, do we go back and see Freya and see if she's had any luck with the carvings? We're at a bit of a loss now for our investigation.
Yeah, Johnny, you might as well put your notebook away, mate. I think we're at a dead end here until we. Would you be okay with us chatting with Freya, Officer Sharp?
As long as you don't discuss the case, I have no realistic way of controlling who you speak to or what you say. But please keep the crime to yourselves.
We wouldn't want to cause fear in an enclosed space, after all.
What crime has been committed, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it's not entirely clear. I wish I could be more specific. There are some things I can't say, and there are some things that, I probably should at least let you in on, just in case you see anything of interest or something of use that you'd be able to help out with. But I have to tell you, and you may find this disturbing, but your contact, Brett Sagar, I know you say you weren't close, but he is missing. And there is some blood in his stateroom.
Missing? You mean like there's no physical trace of him? Well, apart from the blood.
Completely
missing.
Does she seem like she's being forthright? Thank you very much.
Roll a. I would say in this circumstance, roll a deception check with intellect for me, please.
Oh, not military tactics. No, I'm joking. Not investigates.
Actually,
don't worry. They're the same.
They're the same. Okay.
Sorry, I should have checked that out. Deception with intellect.
Yeah.
That is an 8 total.
Okay. As far as you can tell, though she probably is holding back all sorts of minor details, she is being, as far as you can tell, forthright about the fact that the person is missing.
Okay.
Oh, hang on.
But that was an 8, so who knows?
Now, I'll put in a brackets on an 8. Now, Ewan.
No, I don't do that.
If Kyra say, so you mean like if we went in that room right now, there is no body. It's just a horrific, bloody room. There's nothing. He's just like
Which room are you pointing at?
Well, clearly not this room. It's one of those, like his room. He wants to poke his room.
If I don't think it's appropriate to describe the crime scene to you, because maybe later there'll be a reason to find out what you know and what you don't. But we believe there may be foul play. There's a lot of blood and the person is missing.
Missing. Can I? It's a long way back. Can I use the loo before I go? Like, you can watch me going. I'm not going to nick anything. Like, I'm proper honest. Well, I'm not, but you know, clearly I'm not. But you know, I'm not going to nick anything. Look, can I? I really need the loo. Can I just pop in and use it?
Sure.
Thank you. So Cara heads in. Am I given much leeway when I go in, or is she like staying close? Or?
She backs away from the door so she can basically keep the door and you in view, but she doesn't get in your way or anything.
Okay, as I make my way slowly, well, I'll say I'll sort of walk into the main room. Is it obvious where the loo is, or can I like sort of bumble a bit by asking her where it is, you know, to buy myself a couple of seconds?
There really is only one other door in this room, and the stateroom's laid out similarly to all the others.
Cool. As I walk through it, does it look like an empty, unused stateroom?
Yeah, can you roll an investigate check for me?
Oh, I will. With very cold dice and a -3. It's not going to go well.
You can, however, add intellect to it.
Oh, you're a legend. Thank you. -1. Still not good. 4. 5 -1, 4.
Nothing appears out of place as you walk through the room.
Okay. I know there's one door, but you know, like how rooms have a door to a closet. Is there like a closet door? A closety door?
Yeah, sure. It's narrow, but yes.
Could an idiot sell it as making a mistake that might be a room?
You can try.
Okay.
Sure.
Cara will wander off to that room first and sort of towards that door, sort of reaching out for it and saying, as she sort of gets to the handle, I guess, and saying, is it this room?
Roll deception with Dex for me, please.
Cool. I'm rolling flat on that. 0 and 0. Come on, let's warm these dice up. Come on, team. Let's have some blows. Let's have some blows through the chat. Go on, Fiddles. Get some hot breath on these things. Leno's been good. Leno's had good input tonight. Some hot breath. Hot breath, team. There we go. Feeling out. Here we go. Good hot breath, guys. 9.
9. Okay. You do manage to sort of pull the door open before she, realizes what you're doing and catches the mistake. The closet appears to be completely empty, as if it had been set up for someone just to move in.
Okay. Carpenter, I keep doing this. I'm just used to smaller apartments. Sorry. And slams it and sort of heads to the toilet door, I guess, to go through to use the bathroom. I'm not going to do that. No. I've got some class and decorum. I'm not going to have a little wee in the closet. No, I've decided this is the bathroom. This is where I'm going. I can't hold it any longer. I'm going to lock the door. I'm going to check on my EM probe first to see if there's any bugs, devices, or tech in this apartment, please.
Okay. Electronics communications, please, with intellect.
6 + 4 is 10.
Okay. There is nothing that reports to your system. No.
Okay. No bugs scanned on a 10. That's pretty good. And everything I've seen so far looks pretty clean, from what I can tell. I've had the main room, I've looked in the closet, I've been in the bathroom. It all seems pretty legit. No signs of. It literally looks like, to my eyes, I guess, in my short walk, it literally looks like she could have just gone into that room, that woman, Olivia, could have gone into the room and just looked around the room and been coming out as we went in. It looks that clean, like that.
Yes.
Okay. While she's sat on the loo, Kara's going to message Agnar saying, totally clean in here. If the body is missing, there's only one other room it could be in. And then sort of sorts herself out, zips herself up, does herself up, washes her hands, comes out. Thanks, Olivia, profusely. You're going to make my walk back down the ship much more comfortable. Thank you very much. If you ever, if you find anything out and you want to talk to us anymore, I'm always up for a drink and a bite to eat. I've heard there's some good bars around, and let's be friends, not enemies.
Well, if you see Mr. Sagar or hear anything about where he might be or what has happened to him, please let me know immediately.
Agnell's just say one last thing. How was he reported missing? Does he have any friends? Many friends on the ship?
I'm afraid I can't really tell you how he was reported missing.
That's more than fair, I suppose. Sorry, I shouldn't have asked. You say a lot of blood was found. Obviously that's concerning for anyone. But I happen to be quite a well-trained medic. I'm sure you've got wonderful first aid staff on board the ship. But I was a military trained medic and former general, and he'll give him give her any demob information he might have. So if you do find him and he's in a poor state, please feel free to contact me. I'm more than happy to help out with any assistance that I can be in such a situation. Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
Thank you for the offer of help, and I'm sure we'll be in touch, if for no other reason than to schedule your court appearance for the breaking and entering.
Yes.
But no, I appreciate your willingness to cooperate.
You mean Johnny's breaking and entering and a pat Johnny on the back?
Yeah, Johnny.
Yes, that's what I mean.
We're trying to rehabilitate him into one of the team.
We found him on the streets. What can I tell you?
We were hoping to teach him about carvings. It's been
He's
a very
basically a
disappointing
stray.
afternoon.
We took it.
Oh,
Yes. Okay. So she watches as you make your way out of the suite area. She's not going to sort of close the door or let you out of her sight until you've gone from this little bit of the ship. And as you wander off, I think that's where we're going to call it for tonight.
Let me make a note. I need to do something next week. Hang on.
Well, Ben.
You play cold-hearted bitches really well, Ben.
Thank you for making that gloriously awkward for us.
Thank you, Ben. You know how? Yeah, exactly. Ewan starts laughing. I get flustered, and that's how Ben gets his kicks in life.
It is. I'm afraid, yes, it just is.
Everyone, do you know why Ben was trying so hard to get his kicks tonight? Because our next big stream is a rather. I'm going to. He's upset.
You must not do this. This will be bad. This will be bad.
Don't get us charged with breaking and entering.
No, all I'm saying is join us next Thursday for a stream, because next Thursday's stream is a cool special stream.
It is a very special.
It's a very special stream. We can't say more. But next Thursday, when we play Delta Green, if Leno's cool, I might be able to bump us half an hour earlier, Leno, if that's helpful too. Next Thursday stream is very special, and we'll go into it then, I guess, if people don't know. But I'm not asking Ben about the gun thing. I don't need to know about his weapon in his two-handed weapon that he showed you. That's between you guys. It's between you guys. Thank you, Mr. Lano, for some awesome comments. It must be said.
It's been a really fun show. Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
There's been much amusement and much awkwardness, which is my wheelhouse, frankly.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone, for coming along and making it so much fun by joining in with your comments and everything.
Sure.
Really do appreciate it every time.
Are we raiding at all? Are we dropping in?
Yeah, I'll find somewhere, yeah. Ben, how hopeful did Johnny look or embarrassed when Cara said that they were going to a room for sexy times? I just want to catch what he feels about her. He does look very cool, very handsome. The Delta Green GM is at peak, I feel.
I think he looked almost as excited as if he'd just been asked out on a date by Mr. Leno.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah. Yeah. Who, as we know, is both cool and handsome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Almost that excited.
What a guy. What a guy. Right. Before we raid, I suppose we better do our end of term stuff.
Discord, yes, of course.
First of all, Fiddles, put Discord on again, please. Discord is there. We're going to raid, but we'll jump to Discord as well. We'll sort of like double bubble it. I think it's nice to raid. It's Ghostlights RPG. They're the Shakespearean actors that do stuff. They're the ones that are on today that I've got that we follow. So it'd be nice to follow a bit of Ghostlights. So we'll do that. What's on? Theoretically, our next thing would be Locker Sim, but that's not going to happen tomorrow night because real life is going to intervene. I'll probably be out and busy tomorrow night.
Okay.
But I will Locker Sim Sunday night. We'll get a good dose. I'll give you at least 90 minutes instead of 60. Let's go for a good chunky Sunday night Locker Sim.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah.
Cool.
So no Locker Sim tomorrow night, but Locker Sim on Sunday.
Locker Sim on Sunday.
And then the next one is Thursday, which is planned to be Delta Green, the second part of our Delta Green game.
Yeah.
Which I'm very much looking forward to.
Yeah.
With the two Von Cotswolds and the Von Cotswolds, who's on his own.
Aren't we in a similar situation in Delta Green? Isn't someone missing? Their office, not their stateroom, has been left in a mess. There's less blood. There's more
weird carvings, spiritual
carvings.
Man. And we've met a priest. Themes. We met a priest. I got told off for using the wrong terminology. I think it's a vicar. And we went to a fusion. Did we go to like what was it, like an Italian Mexican, Italian Chinese, Italian something fusion restaurant on the coast? Can't remember what then I went for. I enjoyed it. Like it was.
Yeah.
I think it will catch on.
Yeah.
So join the Von Cotswolds, singular Von Cotswold, but there's two of them, and the Von Cotswolds.
Yeah, so they're the Von Cotswolds.
And there's one.
And then there's the Von Cotswolds,
and then
there's one of him.
Von Cotswolds, who's no relation, obviously, because it's a completely different
surname. It's a completely different name.
Yeah. Different letters and everything.
The two Von Cotswolds and the one Von Cotswolds.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's clear. So that's next Thursday. The Fusion Restaurant. Leno, get back onto your notes. I want, because that's where we finished. No one wants to know every single thing we ate at that restaurant when we start.
Yeah.
And I'm getting up early for that church as well the next day. And then Friday is back to Traveller. Goodness knows how we're going to unpick this.
Or do we just run?
Stab her and run. It's a good answer to everything. If only we still had Sever with us. He'd know what to do.
He would. Decisive man. If nothing
He'd
else.
keep missing his attack, if that's anything to go by the last time we saw him.
That's true.
Right, let's raid. We can raid Ghostlights. Please hang around and say hello to them. Give them some big love, and we'll be on Discord. Otherwise, have a magical weekend, everyone. And we will
Thank you,
see
everyone.
you soon. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you so much for coming by. Much appreciated. Cheers.
And thank you for Fiddles. Thank you for gift subscribing someone. By the way, I missed that in chat. I saw it and I didn't say anything. That's really rude of me.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Oh,
Really,
that's
really
brilliant. I
appreciate
didn't
it.
see that. Mind you, I
I
don't
just checked the
spend that much time
rankings.
looking at chat during the play, so thank you.
That's why we started sharing our plans on it. We stand for FIDS.
We do.
Yeah, we do. But anyway, I would show the picture, but it's only got Ewan's face on, and that doesn't really fit.
You saying my face doesn't fit?
Yeah,
Let's end the stream there.
End the stream. Yeah, we're done. Oh no, Ghostlights RPG is true. Don't say it doesn't exist. Oh look, I was gonna have a really cool exit, and it's wrong now. Let me look again. What did I spell wrong? Keep talking. Go on, everyone. Ghost Light RPG S.
Lights.
For goodness sake.
Don't forget the S. There's the difference
Ghost
between a Van
Light.
Cotswolds and a Van Cotswolds.
That was the problem.
Or the Van Cotswolds.
We missed the S off the end of Ghostlight. There we go. We're there this time. Cool. We're off. We're off to see the Ghostlights, the wonderful Ghostlights of Oz. Come say hello with us.
See you there.
See you there, guys. We're
Cheers.
raiding. Whoop, whoop. Okay, that should have pinged us over there. Is that correct? Can everyone see that? I
Yes,
can't because
it's just reloading now for me, hosting Ghostlight RPGs.
Oh yes, me too. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to close OBS.